The Supreme Hunt begins. Chapter 6, The Hunt of the Damned. Subscribe and hit the bell. But when all the gods fall silent, hell speaks. In Gladium IV, it speaks through blood. The silence before the storm. The air reeks of iron. The surrounding ruins reduced to ashes, twisted trees creak under thick wind. With every step, the ground pulses as if breathing. Aru Kael crawls through column remnants, body covered in dust and open cuts. His breaths are ragged, the biotech collar pulsing to the rhythm of an artificial heart. Beside him, Thirak, the golden beast, staggers. Half her face covered in solidified energy crusts. She still exhales smoke from the last explosion, but she's alive. You still fight? Aru asks, voice hoarse. She answers with a low roar, almost like, yes. Nyrra, wounded, emerges from the shadows. You've drawn all of hell here, and hell accepted. Aru meets her gaze with blinding blue eyes. Then let it see what it means to truly burn. The flesh cartographers unleash the new protocol, the Supreme Hunt. The sky rips open, revealing drones shaped like living spheres, sentinels projecting holograms of all marked survivors' faces onto the ground. A countdown echoes through the air. 200 warriors. One portal. No second chances. Atop the dusty hills, Vornak watches everything, inhaling the air with contempt. Let the final games begin. The first strike. The attack begins during twilight's false calm. The sky paints gold and gray, heavy with chemical clouds. The burned forest resembles a labyrinth of dead thorns. From above, sentinels fire biomagnetic projectiles, spheres that carve plasma craters. Energy waves topple trunks and shake the ground. Aru runs. His movements precise, guided by pure instinct. An echo of the same power that consumed him on Kaer Duun. But something's different now. The fury is contained. What moves is a man at war with himself. Thirak leaps beside him, crushing drones with her claws. Each impact releases a golden spark. Blood and metal mix, turning the forest into a living battlefield. Nyrra fires energy arrows, clearing a path. Each shot brings a metallic scream of shattered machines. But the drones don't stop. They multiply. And behind them march Vornak's warriors, the Bone Legions, hybrids rebuilt from the carcasses of thousands of defeated fighters. They don't die, Nyrra shouts. Then we'll make sure they don't walk, Aru replies. He slams his spear into the ground. Kaer Duun runes glow, an energy field explodes around them. Crystal roots tear through the soil, swallowing dozens of enemies. Raw power, but each use drains his life. Blood trickles from the corner of his mouth. Every time you summon that power, Nyrra murmurs. A part of you dies with it, doesn't it? Aru just smiles. Not every death is an end. The horror of Gladium. The battle spreads through the forest, choreographed chaos. The cartographer's creatures break from the shadows, six-legged predators covered in eyes and silicon claws, built to feel fear and reproduce it. They don't just hunt, they study terror, screaming the same screams as previous victims. The forest mimics pain. Thirak roars. The sound echoes kilometers away. One monster strikes her from behind, ripping flesh and opening glowing wounds that smoke. Aru races to her, slashing the invader horizontally. Its torso splits in three. The planet weeps. It rains blood. Literally, black droplets fall from the sky. The sound almost musical, like a sad drum from an ancient funeral. Survivors begin going mad. Some kill themselves, others flee straight into the shadows. The air grows too heavy. Hope too light. Nyrra, staggering, grabs Aru's hand and meets his eyes. You feel it? They're watching us, not with eyes. With their very consciousness. Aru clenches his fists. Let them watch. They'll see what it means to fight for something beyond glory. The clash with Vornak. From the mist emerges Vornak. His body now resembles a living obsidian and energy statue. Eyes like incandescent slits. He wields the blade that killed worlds, the Varathian shadow. You fight like there's meaning, Kael. But meaning is just a weak man's invention. He charges. Aru responds instantly. The clash is devastating, Energy and metal explode like liquid thunder. Vornak's strike cleaves space in two, the impact cracks the ground, trees collapse. Aru is hurled back, slamming into a rock and dropping to his knees. But he rises. Always rises. Know what makes you weak, Vornak? Tell me. You fight to prove you exist. I fight to get back home. A roar shakes the air. Thirak charges, colliding with Vornak. The cybernetic monster grabs her, laughing. Stupid beast. But the creature reacts unexpectedly, channeling energy through the wound Aru healed, unleashing a golden beam that shatters half of Vornak's armor. The gladiator screams, metal straps tearing to reveal a living heart caged by black cables. Aru sees. Doubt strikes, kill or understand. But Vornak charges again, furious, uncontrollable. Blood burning the ground, sweet scent of melting flesh fills the air. Nyrra tries to protect them, but a drone explodes nearby. Aru screams her name, races to her, blinding flash engulfs everything. The price of survival. When the dust settles, only 3 figures breathe. Aru, Thirak, and Vornak, each surrounded by wreckage. From above, the cartographer's announcement echoes. First phase complete. 3 survivors. Primordial portal opens in 24 solar cycles. Only one may cross. Aru lifts his face, sweat-drenched, breathing hard. 3. Vornak stares at him. That's Hell's law, Kael. You kill or die remembering what you lost. He vanishes into the mist. Aru and Thirak remain silent, exhausted, surrounded by fire and wind. Nyrra doesn't answer on the comm. Aru closes his eyes, his heartbeat blending with the creature's low growl. Maybe the portal doesn't take anyone home, he says. Then where does it lead? To the next fight. The hunt is over. But the hell of the living has just begun. Chapter 7. The Massacre of the Rift. Every prison has a heart. And Gladium IV's heart beats in the abyss. The call of the earth. The ground splits open. Literally. A colossal fissure tears through the destroyed forest, stretching for kilometers. A smoking gash of red and black light, emanating heat and the stench of molten metal. The roar rising from it belongs to no creature. It's the planet itself screaming with hunger. Aru Kael watches from the edge, wind blowing ashes across his face. His eyes reflect the abyss. The rift, Nyrra says, weakened. Where the world takes those who survived too long. Or sends those who still haven't understood why they fight. Without warning, the ground gives way. Aru, Nyrra, and Thirak fall. Light and darkness spiral around them. The fall has no end. The air turns to liquid. Luminous pulses pierce their bodies like crossing membranes. Aru feels his skin burn. Suddenly visions. The village, Lyra's face, his fallen brothers, the scent of Kaer Duun's waters, all revived in flashes. When they finally hit the ground, the impact creates a wave of dust and flames. Aru crawls, coughing. The ambient light is yellow, alive, and the air vibrates with consciousness. Around them bodies. Thousands. Ancient warriors, petrified in fighting poses, transformed into phosphorescent statues, as if the rift itself swallowed them and kept them as trophies. All who fell are still here, Nyrra whispers. They never died, Aru. No. The rift kept them alive, to watch. The creatures of the abyss. Suddenly the ground vibrates. Thump, thump, thump. The rift's walls begin to move, as if breathing. Fissures open in them, spilling silver liquid that flows and takes shape. Humanoid forms, translucent, skeletal with white eyes and bone claws. The rift beings. They don't walk, they ooze. Their mouths don't open, they only echo what the fallen said before dying. One murmurs, "They'll fail, like all the others." Another repeats, "The blood god doesn't go home." Aru answers with his spear. The strike pierces the first enemy, dissolving it into black smoke, but the sound lingers. Each destroyed creature multiplies the echo, warping the mind. Aru screams. Thirak charges, crushing 3 with her claws. The impact scatters luminescent fragments through the air. But the shadows reform. Nyrra fires arrows, pins one to the ground, but the ground moves, devours the arrow and spits fire at her. "We're inside something alive," she shouts. "Not something," Aru corrects, gasping. "Someone." Vornak's call. An energy circle explodes in the distance. A deep voice echoes through the entire rift. "You run from me and fall exactly where I wanted." From the stone horizon emerges Vornak, wrapped in a torrent of red flames and chains swirling like serpents. His body now a grotesque fusion of flesh, machine, and raw energy. The core in his chest pulses, projecting light fragments that shape new warriors, living shadows dragged from the ground by the planet's own screams. "The rift showed me everything, Kael," Vornak shouts, voice distorted. "It made me see we're just remnants of gods. So let's prove even remnants can rule." Aru grips his spear tighter, blood drips from his fist. Thirak roars, positioning beside him. Nyrra readies her bow, face hardened. 3 against 1 army. The Massacre. The field turns to storm. Magma rain. Plasma bolts crossing the underground sky. Creatures descending the rift walls like living swarms. Aru spins his spear, conjuring Kaer Duun's blue rune energy, a whirlwind forming solid wind walls. Every step accompanied by screams, bone cracks, and metallic roars. Thirak tears through entire enemy ranks, spinning on her axis, crushing, breaking, incinerating. Her claws gleam like sabers. Nyrra fires relentlessly, each arrow a concentrated explosion. But it's still not enough. Vornak descends from the heights, landing before them like a black comet. The impact destroys the ground, energy waves hurl Aru and Thirak backward. Aru rises staggering. "You want to be a god, Vornak?" "No, Kael. I want to be the end of all of them." They collide. Blue spear meets red blade. The weapon's energy clashes, creating a force field that bends gravity. Dead bodies float. Rocks rise, suspended. The sky fractures. Thirak runs along the slanted walls, leaps over Vornak, striking his chest. Her roar shakes the entire abyss. But Vornak grabs her by the throat and slams her against a living wall that partially absorbs her. She roars in pain, struggling to escape. Aru advances again. A precise strike pierces the gladiator's shoulder, tearing flesh and circuits. "You don't understand, Kael." "I understand enough." Aru's collar begins to glow. Kaer Duun reacts. Above, the cartographers watch, alarmed. Energy off pattern. He's opening the rift's core. If he frees the heart, we'll destroy the system. The ground ruptures. The awakening of the heart. At the rift's depths, something awakens. Not a being, but a consciousness. A colossal golden light, living memory of Kaer Duun, perhaps a fragment of its energy. It pulses and speaks in everyone's minds. You fight for freedom, but you were never prisoners. You were seeds. I am the harvest. Aru drops to his knees, terrified. Vornak screams in pain, chest opening as his core fuses with the rift's energy. Aru realizes, the planet is absorbing him. It's calling me, Kaer Duun. It's destroying you. But something changes. Thirak awakens from the wall, leaping to the center. She strikes the ground, reopening the energy flow and freeing Aru. The shock is so strong the three, Aru, Thirak, and Vornak, are launched through light columns to the abyss's heights. The escape. They emerge on the surface during a violent storm. The world is collapsing. Cartographer sentinels fall from the sky like meteors, destroyed by gravitational collapse. Aru helps Thirak rise. She barely breathes, skin cracked in golden stripes. Vornak, on his knees, still lives, the core in his chest now gleaming white. He looks at Aru, smiling with hate and admiration. "You should have let me fall. Now, we're the same." Aru steps back, understanding. Their hearts glow matches. The sky opens into a vortex. The first portal shines amid destruction. Nyrra, gasping, shouts. "The path is open." Aru turns. The wind carries his voice. Behind, the rifts roar. Ahead, the portal. And between them, the enemy. Vornak rises. "The fight isn't over, Kael. And only one of us leaves here." Aru wields his spear, collar pulsing intensely. Thirak moves beside him, growling. They face off under acid rain and deafening thunder. And above, the cartographers watch, enthralled. Yes, that's it. The final clash of the chosen. In the abyss, Aru Kael looked into Destiny's eyes. And Destiny looked back. No god, no man. Only what's left. When the hero has no world left to save. Chapter 8. The Throne of the Cartographers. And when the sky opened its gaze, it wasn't paradise watching, but the jailer. The torn sky. Gladium IV's clouds part, revealing golden light columns descending in spirals. Each beam opens a suspended portal, from which emerge perfect human figures, but each face constantly shifts, assuming expressions of millions of beings. The flesh cartographers, now revealed. They don't walk, they float above living matter that reshapes the ground, as if the entire planet bows to receive them. Their voices are soft, but echo directly in the minds of Aru, Vornak, and Thirak. The war is ended. 3 survive. 1 shall ascend. The others will feed the cycle. Aru grips his spear in rage. So that's it? From the beginning, we were just seeds for something greater. The cartographer's voice overlaps, many and one simultaneously. Not seeds. Components. High above, one light column solidifies, opening the path to the immense structure known as the Crucible Throne, a living city suspended between dimensions, built of flesh, mirrors, and circuits. Every wall pulses with memories. Every light droplet is a fragment of imprisoned consciousness. The 3 Pes. The cartographers speak again. Aru Kael, the guardian who defied the void. Vornak, the gladiator who mastered death. Thirak, the beast who transcended her creator. 1 throne. 3 choices. The universe awaits its successor. Aru stares into the light, gaze hardened. Successor? The throne maintains galactic balance. The mind that sits upon it commands birth and extinction. The reward is eternity. The price is never returning home. Silence cuts the air like a blade. Vornak smiles, eyes insane. That's what you offer? Eternity? I accept. Before Aru can speak, Vornak leaps onto the central path, ascending the living staircase to the throne. The ground trembles, and the sky begins to fracture. Thirak tries to advance, but gravitational fields hold her back. Aru fixes his eyes on the gladiator. You don't understand, Vornak. The throne isn't a crown. It's a cell. Vornak laughs, climbing step by step. I'd rather be God in a cell than man in a prison. The ascent to the throne. The golden light becomes unbearable. Aru tries to advance, but forces push him back. His body disintegrates into particles, and for an instant he sees memories, infinite clones of himself trapped in other arenas, repeating the same fight across other worlds. Everything is revealed. The repetition of suffering, the circus of heroes replicated by the cartographers, the eternal spectacle. How many times have you made me die? As many times as necessary until the guardian accepted what he always was. The sound explodes. Aru crashes to the ground, kneeling, blue blood spreading. Thirak shields him with her own body, even wounded. Her golden gaze fades slowly. I don't want you to fight again. There's no choice. Then do it for all of us. She pushes him forward with her last ounce of strength. The divine confrontation. Aru climbs the steps. Each one rewrites the space around him. At the top, Vornak already sits on the throne, eyes now dim, skin becoming luminous. Hair floats, veins glow. The throne devours him. Connections form. Light cables pierce his chest and spine. He screams, but it's a scream of ecstasy. I see everything, feel everything. Every life, every soul. So this is what it feels like to be God. Aru stares at him, horror etched on his face. The throne is already consuming him. The living city's walls begin collapsing, absorbing energy. There are no gods here, Vornak, only prisoners who forgot their names. If I must be one of them, then you'll die with me. Vornak unleashes a spiritual energy wave, and the entire ground shatters. Aru leaps, The shock hurls him against a living column. He feels bones breaking. But something awakens within him, Kaer Duun's energy. The collar glows intense blue, the same blue of the storm that protected his homeworld. Kaer, you never left me. He raises his spear and thrusts it against Vornak's body. A colossal lightning bolt engulfs the arena. The end of the cartographers. The explosion pierces dimensions. Outside, the cartographers' ships lose stability. Their bodies begin deteriorating, not from physical destruction, but from the breaking of the psychic balance that sustained their empire. The Guardian activated the core. The cycle is broken. The crucible throne shatters. Vornak roars, half his body now pure energy. Aru, devastated, stares at him. I'm no god, just a man who wants to go home. He drives the spear into the central floor, channeling the collar's blue energy. A portal appears, unstable, vibrant. Within it, the distant reflection of Kaer Duun under new stars. Vornak, dying, rises. If you enter, the throne won't be stabilized. The universe will collapse. Then let it collapse, but free. The final power explodes. The living city screams one last time, and the sky swallows everything in blinding light. The last breath. When sound returns, only wind. Aru Kael floats in the void. Stars. Debris. Fragments of dead worlds drift around. Before him, a new portal, the triad, remnant of Kaer Duun's energies mixed with the throne's collapse. Beyond, the faint glow of a blue-green planet. His heart beats slow. Thirik's voice echoes in his mind. Don't die yet, Guardian. There are battles only you can remember. He smiles, weary, and closes his eyes. His body is swallowed by the light. The empty throne. Back in the abyss left by the cartographers, the chamber slowly rebuilds. In the center, where the throne once stood, now only a blue crystal spear stabbed into golden ashes. The voice of the Empire's digital remnants vibrates in the air. The cycle will restart. And a new shadow emerges, a human figure awakening amid the ruins, eyes glowing gold and blue. Aru? Or something born of him? The final sound is the same wind that blows on Kaer Duun, but now, coming from the stars. The throne fell. The universe breathed for the first time. But the echoes never cease. For every freedom has a price. And every man, a new prison awaiting. Chapter 9. Ascension of the Guardian. There's a thin line between God and man. And sometimes, it fades. Awakening in the void. Floating among debris of shattered planets and stars, Aru Kael opens his eyes. His body is no longer the same. Flesh bears metallic traces that move on their own. Blue light veins snake beneath the skin. In his chest, the Kaer Duun collar has fused with his heart. He has reached something beyond life, but not peace. Around him, the ruins of the Cartographers' Throne drift silently. Ship fragments, petrified bodies, and memory echoes hover like dust. Each fragment carries voices, the final whispers of beings harvested for millennia. Why did you free us? The void hungers too. Aru tries to respond, but no voice comes. In its place, energy. His words now vibrate through space, transformed into frequency. I didn't free you. I freed the truth. The new consciousness. A blue fissure tears the horizon. From within emerges the translucent image of Thirak, half specter, half memory. The creature approaches like a materialized dream. Aru, you broke the cycle. But what emerges from chaos still must learn to survive. Where are we? In a void between worlds. A field where time sleeps and will decides. Now you must decide what you'll become. For an instant, he sees his own shadow unfolding into countless versions of himself. Aru the warrior, Aru the killer, Aru the tyrant, all with different gazes, all his. You destroyed the Cartographers' Throne. But without a throne, the universe seeks its new guiding mind. It looks to you. Aru's body pulses with billions of resonating echoes. Stellar energy systems begin aligning unconsciously to his heart. Dead stars reignite. Black holes flicker in brightness. The entire universe responds. Aru realizes the truth in horror. My desire becomes reality. He clutches his chest, the collar burning. Tears of light stream down his face. I didn't want power. I just wanted to go home. Thirak watches silently. The question isn't where is home. It's who you are now. Echoes of the dead gods. Suddenly, the void vibrates. Shadows of ancient entities, the consciousnesses that controlled the Cartographer Empire, begin recomposing, like specters made of light and code fragments. Echoes of dead gods. They speak in unison. Guardian, we created you. And now you replace us. Aru clenches his fists. No. I won't continue the cycle. There is no cycle anymore. There is the universe's hunger. And it needs a voice. The shadows advance, trying to fuse back into his body. Aru fights, screaming, but the energy is overwhelming. His flesh tears, light pierces his skin. He explodes into thousands of particles, but they don't scatter, they draw new constellations. The new guardian. Seconds feel like centuries. When everything stabilizes, the universe is different. Energy lines form spirals reminiscent of Kaer Duun runes, connected to new galaxies. And at vision's edge a figure hovers. Aru Kael. But now he is something between man, spirit, and spiritual machine. His eyes are windows to interstellar storms. Scars glow like portals. The collar is no longer a prison, it became a beacon. He speaks, and space listens. If the universe needs a guardian, then it will have a free guardian. His energy branches out, touching distant worlds. Each planet scarred by the cartographers begins to rebirth. Forests emerge over dead deserts. Sounds of life echo where silence once reigned. But simultaneously, something forms behind him. A gigantic humanoid figure made of shadows. The shadow of the throne, remnant of the entity's consciousness. It watches him and speaks with its own voice. You didn't save the universe. You just gave it a new prison. Aru turns, spear in hand. His gaze holds sadness and fury. Then let someone try to stop me. The storm of echoes. The battle doesn't occur in physical space. It unfolds in time structure. Each strike alters history. Each impact creates new existential lines. When Aru hits the shadow, stars are born. When the shadow strikes him, entire civilizations vanish in echo. You created a new pantheon, Aru, and it needs a king. I don't want to rule. I want to end destiny's slavery. He concentrates energy, channeling all of Kaer Duun's power into the spear's core. Then destroy me and destroy everything. Then everything will be new. Light explodes. Realities fold. Time collapses. The echo that remains. In the nothingness, only one voice survives. Aru. It's Nyrra. But she's not alive. Just memory, echo of love, longing turned to sound. You promised to come home, remember? Aru smiles, blue tears dripping into the void. I remember, and I'll keep it. But the path is no longer the same. He extends his arm, the void responds, creating a trail of light and wind. Beyond, the distant glow of Kaer Duun, or something that resembles it. I'm coming home. The guardian ascended, but the universe still must choose who it belongs to. Chapter 10. The Echo of Return. No star is born without a sound. And when a guardian returns, the universe listens. The horizon of Kaer Duun. A blue light portal opens at the galaxy's edge. Beyond it, an ancient golden sun, and a planet wrapped in green and golden storms. Kaer Duun. But something's wrong. The winds are silent, the mountains don't murmur. The earth doesn't pulse. The planet is dead. Aru Kael crosses the portal, utterly exhausted. His body floats until touching the dry, cracked ground of what was once Vartal Valley. The air is cold and harsh, no scent of life. It can't be. He whispers. Kael, you stopped breathing. The dead who speak. Before him, crystallized skeletons, Thalnari warriors petrified in battle and reverence poses. The village ruins still stand, covered in blue dust. In their midst, a single weak flame burns atop an ancient altar, the same where Aru made his vow before the gods' fall. He approaches. The flame recognizes him, flickers, grows, and speaks. The voice is feminine. Come. Guardian, you returned. Nyrra. The flame takes shape, it's her. A golden energy specter. Her gaze is sad. You freed the universe, but the price was this world. No. I was supposed to protect it. You did. But the power you used to break the cycle drained Kaer Duun of its last essence. Aru drops to his knees. The collar, now blue and gold, pulses weakly. Tears stream, evaporating before touching the ground. So all this, for nothing? No. Nothing fought for freedom is in vain. But freedom always creates new masters. Aru lifts his head, alarmed. The sound comes from the horizon. Something approaches. The return from the abyss. Desert sands begin moving, forming whirlwinds. Each dust grain vibrates with familiar energy. From these storms emerge silhouettes, fragments of Vornak, pieces of metal and energy that survived the throne's destruction. They fuse, forming a colossal figure, half human, half indescribable. The face is a fusion of Aru and Vornak himself, scars crossing in glowing lines. The voice that emerges is their blend. Ruin is just the first step. The true guardian doesn't save. He judges. Aru grips his spear tightly. The air vibrates between them. You should have died. And you should have learned. The universe doesn't need saviors. It needs balance, and I will be its instrument. The figure raises its arm, and the sky changes color. Red clouds swirl, golden lightning falls, and the ground boils. Kaer Duun reacts. The planet awakens in pain. The judgment. The confrontation is instantaneous. Aru and the entity collide with Starforce. Each strike echoes like thunder. Each impact reshapes the land into new forms. Aru spins his spear in a spiral, creating energy walls that deflect the enemy's golden beams. But the reflection predicts every move. Because it is part of Aru. I am what remained of your thirst for vengeance, Kael. The voice you suppressed, reborn as God. The final strike comes from above, a solid lightning bolt, slicing mountains. Aru raises his spear, channeling what remains of Thirak's power. The two beams clash. An explosion of blue and golden energy sweeps kilometers of terrain. The impact wind clears clouds, topples mountains, reignites dead soil. Aru realizes. Their energies are fusing again. The same cycle that destroyed the cartographers now repeats, within him. If I destroy you, I die too. If I let you live, the universe falls again. Aru lowers his spear, kneeling. Then let balance choose. He drives the spear into his chest. The collar shatters, releasing infinite energy. The entity tries to scream, but is swallowed by light. The entire planet fills with Kaer Duun's intense blue color. Only one heart beats. Then everything fades. The last wind. Dawn rises. Kaer Duun blooms again. Crystal forests grow where ruins stood. Water flows once more, and metallic-winged birds slice the sky. Atop a mountain, a solitary figure watches the horizon. White hair, golden eyes with blue glints. Body marked, half human, half light. It's Aru. Or something new born of him. Nyrra appears behind as projection. You were reborn. No. I became. What? The new wind of Kaer Duun. He breathes deeply, and the breeze sweeps the planet, an echo of life and power. But in the sky, something glimmers, small fissures opening. From each, echoes of the ancient cartographers, watching, regrouping. Evil never truly vanishes. Aru feels the weight of what's coming. They're returning. And now? Well, I'll go to them. He ascends to the skies in a blue flash. The entire planet follows with a roar of thunder and light. Narrator, final voice, solemn and emotional. And so, the guardian became the wind. The man who returned home, but left again. Because he now understands the greatest echo. No hero rests while slavery's voice echoes among the stars. Aru Kael, the eternal guardian, flies. The saga continues. Don't miss Aru Kael's next adventure. Aru Kael 3, The Day the Sky Fell. Subscribe for more epic stories.